Okay, on this one we're going to go over the 5 reasons you just have to lift and 4-wheel drive convert your motorhome. Reason 1, accessibility. Driving this home from the dealership, we had trouble getting out of the parking lot. Dragging the rear bumper, we've tore wires off the trailer hitch. We've dragged our stairs on speed bumps. All that is gone now. There is no stress about running over anything. Reason number 2, confidence. Since we've done this, we've started to go winter camping. We've driven in the snow. Obviously our bread and butter, we drive on the beach constantly. This thing can get us anywhere with confidence now. It opened up the entire year of camping. So that's more time for fun, less time sitting in the driveway costing you money doing nothing. Reason number 3, it sounds silly, but little things like being able to hook up a sewer location. A lot of times we've been to campgrounds and dump stations where the sewer pipe sticks about 3 inches off the ground. We couldn't even get a gravity dump. So at this point, that's no issue. Also, basic maintenance underneath. A lot easier to get up under there now. Take care of whatever you gotta take care of. Number 4, and this is the biggest one, is stability and ride. It's counterintuitive that you put a camper this high up in the air that it would be swaying all over the place, it would be unstable. It could not be further from the truth. This thing cruises beautifully at highway speeds with one hand on the wheel. It is quieter, it handles better. These springs were custom made for this particular RV after going over way stations fully loaded. So there's no helpers, there's no airbags, it's just 4 basic leaf springs, and you would not imagine how much better it rides, how quiet it is inside. There's almost no sway. I cannot tell you how much of a shift there was over factory. Way safer. Number 5, just look at it. I mean, come on. You get more attention driving down the road in this thing than if you were in a convertible Ferrari with your hair on fire. This thing is a beast. Not only does it look awesome, but it takes us everywhere we want to go in comfort and style with a loaded fridge. Can't beat it. In the real world, there's 2 sides to every story. The pros are kind of obvious with this one, but let's talk about some of the cons. Con number 1, it sounds petty, but our jacks. You can see they are a lot higher off the ground than they used to be. So they no longer have the throw to level us out once we get to a camping area. In a parking lot such as this, it will hit the ground and level the coach out, but anything past this, we have to put the buckets out. It was nice when it was stock, and no matter what, it could level us out and never have to get out of the coach. Number 2, fuel mileage.
I thought we'd be robbing banks by now. That's some gas truck in the middle of nowhere.
Down here, gas is gold, Papa.
These things aren't exactly hybrids from the factory, but we definitely took a hit after the conversion. Mostly at higher highway speeds, you see the bigger difference. We lost about 1 mile per gallon, maybe a little bit more if we're really moving on the highway, especially if we're towing. Anything below highway speeds, it's a really negligible change. But that's definitely a con. It adds up. 3, turning radius. It's not terrible. It's not a deal breaker by any stretch, but it does not have the turning radius it did from the factory. Just requires a little forward thinking, and you can still conquer just about anything. However, I still consider that a con. Con number 4, and this is my biggest one, is height. We went up considerably. It's advertised as a 6-inch lift, but real world, we went up over 10 inches. The factory suspension so poor and was sagging so much, we were below the advertised height we were supposed to be at. So you take that number, add it to the 6 inches of lift, you add the bigger tires, and our ACs are 10 inches higher than when we left the factory. So that's something to keep an eye on. Number 5, it's a big one. Cost. This was not cheap. Took us years to save up the money to get this done. And Yeah, it hurt. Still hurts, but worth every cent.